Eternal Guardians. Chapter 5. Into the Shadowed Expanse.
The Silverclaw drifted in orbit around the barren planet of Xarathis, the last known waypoint of the Celestine star maps. This lifeless world was rumored to hide a gateway to the Starshard, the final artifact needed to complete the Celestial Trinity. Lyra Sunscratch stood in the ship's war room, the Lunar Fang and Solarclaw resting on the central console. The two artifacts pulsed faintly, their energy resonating in a rhythm that seemed to beckon the third. The crew gathered around, their faces etched with determination and exhaustion. "This is it," Lyra began, her voice steady but firm. "If the Starshard exists, it's here. Tess, what's the status of our scans?" Tess Nightsong tapped her console, her midnight black fur catching the faint light. "The planet's surface is riddled with ancient ruins. There's one location emitting an unusual energy signature, a deep chasm near the equator." "Sounds like our kind of place," Jack Swiftpaw said with a smirk, leaning against the wall. Core Stonefang growled, "If it's anything like the last two missions, we should prepare for a fight." Lyra nodded. "We always do. Tess, stay on the ship and monitor the energy patterns. Jax, Core, you're with me." The landing craft descended through Xarathis' thin atmosphere, kicking up clouds of gray dust as it touched down near the chasm. The landscape was bleak, with jagged rocks jutting up like skeletal remains. The air was eerily still, broken only by the distant hum of the artifact's energy. Lyra led the way, her plasma pistol holstered but ready. The chasm loomed before them, its depths obscured by a swirling black mist. "Doesn't exactly scream welcome, does it?" Jax muttered, peering into the void. Lyra activated her comm. "Tess, anything on your end?" "Nothing conclusive," Tess replied. "But the energy signatures are growing stronger the deeper you go. Be careful." The team descended into the chasm, their path lit by the faint glow of bioluminescent fungi clinging to the walls. The deeper they went, the more the air felt charged with an unnatural energy. They emerged into a vast underground chamber, its walls adorned with ancient Celestine carvings. In the center stood a massive obelisk, its surface etched with glowing symbols. At its apex hovered the Starshard, a crystalline artifact that shimmered with an iridescent light. "There it is," Lyra whispered, her eyes locked on the artifact. Before they could approach, the chamber trembled. From the shadows emerged a figure cloaked in darkness, a Voidborn unlike any they had encountered before. Its form was feline but distorted, its limbs elongated, and its face a hollow void. It spoke in a voice that echoed through the chamber, dripping with malice. "You dare to claim the Starshard?" it hissed. "You will not succeed. The Voidborn will rise, and your kind will be erased." Lyra's fur bristled as she drew her weapon. "Not on my watch." The Voidborn lunged, its movements unnaturally swift. Core fired his plasma rifle, the bolts tearing through the creature's shadowy form, but barely slowing it down. Jax threw an explosive charge, creating a fiery barrier that forced the creature to retreat momentarily. "Tess, we've got a Voidborn," Lyra shouted into her comm. "Any advice?" Tess' voice crackled through the comm. "The Starshard's energy might be able to weaken it. Try to activate it." Lyra turned her focus to the obelisk. The carvings on its surface pulsed faintly, as if responding to her presence. She reached out, placing her paw against the cold stone. The symbols flared to life, and a beam of light shot toward the Starshard. The artifact pulsed brightly, and the Voidborn screeched, recoiling as the light struck it. But instead of retreating, it grew larger, feeding off the artifact's energy. "This isn't working," Jax yelled, dodging a swipe from the creature. Lyra gritted her teeth. The artifact's energy was too powerful to control directly. They needed to complete the Celestial Trinity. "We need the other artifacts," she shouted. "Get back to the ship and bring them here." As Core and Jax retreated to retrieve the Lunar Fang and Solarclaw, Lyra stood her ground, dodging and firing at the Voidborn to keep it distracted. The creature's attacks were relentless, and the chamber began to collapse under its rage. Finally, Core and Jax returned, carrying the two artifacts. Lyra placed them alongside the Starshard, and a surge of energy erupted from the obelisk. The three artifacts resonated in perfect harmony, their combined power creating a radiant shield that forced the Voidborn back. The creature let out a final, deafening scream before dissolving into the shadows, banished by the Celestial Trinity's power. The chamber stabilized, and the artifacts floated together, their energy now calm and controlled. Lyra approached cautiously, feeling the weight of their power. "Tess, we've got the Starshard," she said into her comm, "and the Voidborn is gone. For now." "Good work," Tess replied, relief evident in her voice. "But I'm picking up a massive energy buildup. Whatever you did, it's destabilizing the planet." Lyra's ears flattened. "Of course it is. Everyone back to the ship, now!" The team raced through the collapsing chasm, the ground shaking violently beneath their paws. They boarded the landing craft just as the surface began to break apart, and Jax piloted them back to the Silverclaw at breakneck speed. As the Silverclaw ascended into orbit, Xarathis erupted in a massive explosion, sending shockwaves rippling through space. The crew watched in awe and silence as the once barren planet was reduced to fragments. Back aboard the ship, the crew gathered in the war room. The Celestial Trinity floated in the containment field, their combined glow illuminating the room. "We've got the artifacts," Lyra said, her voice steady. "Now we just need to figure out how to use them to seal the Voidborn for good." Tess frowned. The Oracle mentioned that the artifacts respond to the wielder's intentions, but using this much power could have consequences. "We don't have a choice," Lyra said. "The Voidborn are out there, and they're not going to stop until they've consumed everything." The crew exchanged determined glances, their resolve unshaken despite the odds. As the Silverclaw charted a course back to the Oracle's spire, Lyra couldn't shake the feeling that their greatest challenge was still ahead. The Voidborn were growing stronger, and the Celestial Trinity was their only hope. But wielding such power would come at a cost, one she wasn't sure they were ready to pay.